Hey, sleep deprived, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite movies. And today I'm going to do a movie review on Seven. Yes, Seven! Woohoo! So, before I go to the USA to study film 50 days later, exactly 50 days later, wow, I realized that there are still tons of classic movies that I have not watched because I have been so focusing on watching other random movies. So, for the rest of the year, ever since August, I have planned out like a bunch of classic movies and a bunch of great movies that I just want to watch and review. And I have come to a bit of a dilemma where I have to choose either watch two Tarantino films and one Fincher film, or two Fincher films and one Tarantino film. And I actually chose the latter for some reason. Otherwise, I wouldn't be reviewing this movie right now. I would be reviewing like Reservoir Dogs or something. But I realized that I haven't seen enough David Fincher films, so Seven. Let's talk about Seven. Seven is a murder mystery crime thriller released in the year 1995. It's directed by David Fincher, and it is written by someone else, and it stars Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt as the two leads. They are two detectives working for the police, and they are trying to solve a serial murder. And I have seen my fair share of murder mysteries, all the way from Knives Out to Memories of Murder, and I've seen murder mysteries that are boring and bland and cliche, and I've seen murder mysteries that are really well made. And when I went into Seven, I didn't have high expectations nor low expectations. I mean, I know Seven is super critically acclaimed, and everybody on like IMDb loves Seven. But given my track record with classic movies, given how I am always disappointed when I go into classic movies with high expectations, I actually went into Seven with like middle ground expectations. So I ended up enjoying this movie exactly how I thought I would enjoy it. It is very enjoyable. It is a very entertaining movie. The flow is extremely tight and concise. Every single scene flows really well into one another. There is not a single second wasted in this movie. I like the acting, I like the music. It's very dramatic, but it works really well in the scenes, which is really cool. I like the directing. It's not something super stylish or anything, but it works at least. And yeah, it is just a really great movie, as expected. Like I said in the other movie review that I did, it is actually kind of rare for a movie to be exactly as good as I thought it would be. You know, examples would be Leon the Professional and The Matrix, and now we have Seven, which is exactly as good as I thought it would be. Same goes for Fight Club, actually. And yeah, there really isn't much to talk about other than it is a great movie. There is nothing cheesy about this movie. You know, usually murder mysteries and crime thrillers can get a little cheesy, and because this movie is not meant to be art house or anything, it's definitely meant for mainstream purposes. And it doesn't feel cheesy at all. It feels really real. It feels really grounded, and I really like that. And I like the mystery elements of this movie. A lot of murder mysteries fail to create the mystery in murder mystery, but Seven does it quite well, mixing religious elements with crime, which is really cool. I love religious elements in crime and thrillers. Also, a couple more things. I want to say that I like how this film also spends its time on the main characters, because a lot of thrillers, a lot of crime thrillers, and police detective stories do this, where they just don't care about the main characters at all. It's all about the crime. But in this movie, we see a bit more on our main two characters' lives, and we learn to like them, and We hear their conversations and them discussing about the city and the world. And another thing I like about this movie is that we actually don't know where this is. Like, we don't know what's the name of the city they're in, which is really cool. We don't need to know. It's sort of like this mystical land. And I also like how suggestive this movie is. Like, there's a lot of very disturbing and dark and violent stuff happening in this movie, but uh, sometimes we don't even see it. It's just left for our own imagination, and that's just really cool. The build up, the anticipation to the final villain reveal is really cool, and yeah, cool movie tricks. I also really love the ending, even though before watching this movie, I was already spoiled the what's in the box because of a stupid Instagram post. But if I wasn't spoiled the ending, I would have been shooked to the core. Okay, it's a very shocking ending, and it's a very dark ending as well, and I really love it. A lot to think about, and it is a great movie. Yeah, strong 9 out of 10. Again, I know I've given a lot of strong 9s lately, but expect me to give even more because I will be watching tons of classic movies and great movies for the rest of the year, 50 days, for the next 50 days. So, have you watched Seven from 1 to 10? How much did you rate it? Like and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching. Man, I need to sleep.